Let's read some more scary stories that were sent to us. I was maybe 6 or 7 when this happened. My dad bought a house in Florida, so we moved there from England. My dad is an atheist, and he would always say, if you see a ghost, look away and then back, and remember the science behind ghosts. He didn't believe in ghosts and believed there was a logical, psychological reason why someone would think that they saw something. So one night in the Florida house, I was sleeping in my sister's room downstairs. Her room was infamously cold, which was odd since it was Florida. I remember turning to the closet, and I saw a man similar looking to my dad, standing there smiling at me. I wasn't even thinking about my dad, but I remembered what he had said to me about seeing things. So I immediately turned around to my sister's back. Being so small, I curled up next to her. I then swung back around, and instead of the figure being gone, it got closer to me with a nasty smile, and its eyes were staring right at me. I did the same thing 3 more times, and it kept getting closer and closer to the point where it was literally right next to the bed. I immediately turned back towards my sister and refused to turn back around. We later found out that our home was built on Native American land. Maybe the spirit is mad at your dad for not believing in them. I'd have to move out though. I could not stay there. As a little girl, I used to sleep with my mother until I turned 10 years old. At this time, I had a teenage brother who just discovered horror movies, and of course I was the victim of his scaring bullshit. My dad slept in my room, and one day he had an idea that I should try to sleep in my own room where I had all my toys and other stuff. I was like, okay, I get him. He wants to sleep with his wife. And the fact that I had 10 years, I just needed to become an independent little woman. So I agreed to the idea. I went to bed, and my mom had changed the bedding for me just to make me feel better. I laid down and started to chase the dream, and of course, mine and my parents' bedroom doors were open, just in case I changed my mind in the middle of the night. It was easy peasy until one moment I decided to turn from the wall side of the bed to the door side, and that's when I noticed a very shiny yellow figure with short black hair, wearing a long white dress, and she's just walking through the little hallway that connected mine and my parents' rooms, and she was just peeking at me. I froze and remembered my mother would always tell me that nothing bad could ever happen in our house. However, I started thinking maybe my brother was just joking around with me. But then I remembered he was at his girlfriend's house, and that's exactly why my dad chose tonight for me to start sleeping by myself. I ran to my parents' room in a matter of seconds and started yelling at them to check the little hall, but there was no one there. I still don't know and can't explain what that was, but I remember it like it was yesterday. That's interesting. I've never heard of like a yellow spirit or ghost. I've heard of them being like black or white, like shadowy figures. But if you've seen a yellow or like a different colored spirit before, let us know in the comments, because I am curious, like what the heck was that?
What's going on, guys? Happy Halloween from me and the largest witch's hat to ever exist. Let's get into today's story. Hi guys, my name is Jason and I tell my ghost stories online. So let's get into today's story. So this is actually a Halloween story in celebration of Halloween. It was Halloween of 2013, and let me set the scene for you, okay? So it's me, my brother, my cousin, and we are hanging out in our living room because everyone else, except for my grandma who's in her room, everyone else is out of the house. They're at like a Halloween party, I believe, like my brother was throwing. So they're at the Halloween party, we're here, and we're just hanging out, okay? They're not expected to be back until probably a good like 11 o'clock at night, so we're just watching TV, we're chilling. Because I think at this point we thought we were like too cool to go trick-or-treating, even though I really wish I would have went trick-or-treating, but whatever. So we're hanging out, and all of a sudden we start hearing little noises coming from outside, okay? So we check out front, there's nobody there, okay? We have giant like iron gates at this house that could be like rolled shut, but we looked outside, iron gates are open and that's fine, that's typically how they were, but still nobody's cars are in the driveway. So we're like, okay, don't know what that noise was, but whatever, we'll forget about it. So we go back inside, Another 5 minutes pass. All of a sudden, we start hearing like little tapping on the side window. And we're like, okay, what is that? Like, no, there's no way. So then we look out the side window. Again, nothing there. And we're like, okay, it's fine, whatever. And again, as like a kid, you're immediately thinking like somebody's about to break in. Like that's what's gonna happen. So whatever. We write it out of our minds, and we're trying to think of other things. Then all of a sudden, we hear the loudest crash come down the hall from my bedroom. And that's when we're like, okay, there's somebody in this house. Like there's something is going on. So then my grandma yells from her bedroom, which is right across from my bedroom. And she's like, Jason, like, was that you guys? Like, what's going on? And we're like, no, that wasn't us. Like, I don't know what that was. So then we tell her, like, Grandma, like, come down here. And then she's like, no, I don't want to. And we're like, no, like, come down here. Because, again, we're trying to, like, figure out what's going on. Trying to get her into, like, a room with us so that we don't have to worry about her. So, turns out we don't have to worry about her. Just wait till the end of the story. So, we are trying to get her to come down here. She's not listening to us. So what we do, again, like me and my brother did in that one story, we grab knives. Because we're like, okay, we need something to defend ourselves in case there really is somebody breaking in. And side note, in this room, this is the same story where I heard somebody at my back door. My room actually has a door that leads outside. So keep that in mind. We're thinking somebody's at that back door. So we walk down to my grandma's room, past the door that I have to go into to go and check. So we go into my grandma's room, we shut the door, we're like, okay, here's the situation. We've started hearing things, pretty sure that something fell over in my room. I don't know if somebody's in the house. So she's like, oh my God, we need to go and check. So then we start walking over. We're going very slowly across the hallway to go and peek into my room to make sure that there's nobody in there. So then, as we're gonna like peek in there, we're not going fast enough for my grandma. So she said, give me this, grabs the knife from my hand, and pushes her way forward. So then she goes, she looks into the room, and she turns around and she looks at me. And she said, Jason, your back door is open. And that sent shivers down my spine because that was confirmation that somebody was in the house. So then, instead of being scared, she charges forward. She's like, okay, like we're doing this. So she charges forward into